I'm Debbie Godfrey. Welcome to the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast.
Today, I want to talk about teaching your kids about money and earning money and being prosperous. A few months ago, we talked about chores and allowances, and if you got that pep talk, you'll recall that we advocate providing a bare minimal allowance for every child based on the family's income and sharing of the wealth in the family, and then also asking and expecting kids to make a bare minimal contribution to the family in the form of a chore. So something like cleaning up their own room and doing a family chore, and they never get paid for that. Above and beyond that philosophy, we want to teach our kids about the value of money and the value of earning. And one of the things that I did that I found really effective was, instead of telling my kids I can't afford it when they ask for money for something, I might say something to them like, I'm not willing to spend my money on that. Let me see if I can help you figure out a way to create the money that you want for that. And in this way, instead of teaching kids what we call a lack consciousness, which is that there isn't enough, or there's never going to be enough, or no matter what you do, you can't get what you want. It's an idea of what we call a prosperity consciousness of you can create anything you want if you're willing to work hard enough for it. And if you believe in that, there are some really significant things that you can do while you're raising your kids that will help in that regard. So one of the things that I did was I had a kind of I guess I want to call it not really a rule, but a philosophy that if you can have anything you want if you're willing to create half the money for it. So they had to come up with half the money, and if they could do that, I would kick in the other half and get them whatever it is that they wanted. So let's say they wanted a toy that was $20. They had to earn or make or figure out a way to create $10, and then I would kick in the other $10 and get them what they want. And I never found my kids to take advantage of that or to buy anything inappropriate. I mean, they were really cool about it, and it was fun because they always knew, like, this is what I want, and I've got to create half the money for it. And I'll never forget, my daughter Brianna at one point decided she wanted a kayak, and I believe it was like $400 and something. And I was a little concerned that if she were to create the money for that, how I was going to come up with the other half, because that's quite a bit of money to come up with. But I believed in it and in my philosophy and me and her. And so I said, wow, that's a great idea. And, go for it. I'll help you figure out how you can create half the money, and then I'll absolutely kick in the other half, and you'll have a kayak. And so each week we had a family meetings at the time where we set personal and family goals, and that was her goal at the time. And so each week she would set goals regarding creating the money for the kayak. And it turned out after, I don't remember if it was a few weeks or a month or two, and she just was not making it happen. I mean, it just wasn't, the money wasn't coming together. And one of the things that I helped her look at is that when you create a goal, you need to have what we call 8+ energy towards that goal in order to manifest it. So you need to want something bad enough. And at the time, she had a lot of other things she was doing. She was going skating. She was hanging out with her friends. She would go to the movies. So that goal of getting a kayak wasn't important enough to her to create the money. And at a certain point, she just decided to change the goal to something that she was willing to create or that she did have the energy around. And luckily, I didn't have to try to figure out how I was going to come up with the other half to support her in her goal. However, again, the idea, the philosophy of I'll pay for half of anything that you want is this idea of inspiring them to go for it, to create, to try to make things happen, to believe in themselves and to believe in what they can do, and also to believe that things are possible. So if that sounds like a philosophy that'll work for you, I found it really fun. I found it to be a neat way to teach them about making things happen, about earning, about creating the life of their dreams or things that they want, or just even just simple things, like just getting simple things that they want, making it easier for them to do. So I hope this gives you some ideas in regards to how you want to make things happen with your own kids. Have a great day and happy parenting.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Debbie Godfrey, owner and founder of positiveparenting.com. I hope you'll go and check out my website and follow me on Instagram and let me know about what you thought about today's episode. Did you learn something new? Were you able to do something different with your children? Did you have a success story? Those are my favorite to share. Let me know. Contact me. I'd love to hear from you. And also, what future topics would you be interested in hearing about on the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast? Thank you so much for being here and for all of your support. Take care and happy parenting.